Luckless, Vince. We aren't the sum of the length of time it took to get here, nor the wail of train hauling track down east and away. We aren't and weren't. We got here and it hurt. There was sunset, the darker outline of the mountains. Me and you, the sky dark blue. If this life is a journey, we are worn raggedy, blaspheming non-stop, vigor lost, laces fucked in knots. We tried and tried and tried. We waited, luckless, vinced after being invincible, when once the sky was ours. Now this, night minus all stars. We are sweating, breathless, the air traveling in and down, down, down to all our necessary organs, and once I loved you. All this and us stopping at McBride Station in the perfect V, the direct cunt of the valley. I wanted to be your vital statistics, your emergency services. I wish we mattered. There are tracks and wilderness and nothing else left out this window on the universe. Vacation in Egypt. When Greg was on the bridge in Cairo, his camera followed the arc of smoke bombs, and tear gas canisters smacked the concrete and bounced into the river. A man tried to start a chant. Men in riot gear, flak pants and helmets, made a roughly drawn line that broke the bridge into here and there, and the chant was taken up, tossed in failed volleys like tear gas canisters. A man was hit in the arm with one. That wasn't on camera. Who knows what that looked like? We can imagine the impact after propulsion. Greg's eyes teared and ran, and the man with the chant tried again and again until his words were passed, mouth to mouth, across the bridge, and reached the silky inner ears of the other Egyptians, with their weapons and vests, blocking the bridge in Cairo. Birthday Cowl. Your mother doubles the wool with other wool. 500 miles away, she draws a line, and afterward I draw a line too, but don't think to underline it. She's not here, and I don't scrub the bathtub. I borrow you from my younger self for just a minute, to dig up a threesome of Jesus yes from our first kiss. The lines around us were concrete and undergrad, definitive but unfinished. We made our own. I told your mother I fear you'll leave me, and her horror face matched my horror face, and the day was marred with my thoughts, despite your eloquence on the soccer field. You were 35 years old. Acknowledge the thought, she said, and let it go. I did. I have an us on loan from our future selves I consult for lines around the mouth and wrinkles further to the wrinkles we already wear. And I love us. I cart us around for comfort, for reference, but I don't clue in we are motherless, though we will be by then. I acknowledge the thought and love your mother from afar, by washing the bathtub, by drawing a line in deep around our family. I draw on her drawings of you as a boy to feed my love, and I wear her love for me, a cowl in gray, underlined with blue. If you ever falter and stop loving. If you ever falter and stop loving this curious line that runs the circle round my navel, then extends and rays outward, 70 rays, 80 rays, silver, segmented, pink sometimes, rays shining up toward my head, out toward my arms, down toward my legs. If you ever falter and stop loving the city, the stupid starts and stops, the roads to nowhere, the half-built roundabouts abandoned and the paths along the ridge tops, the grass in the meridian, the blood on George Street, the river. And if you ever falter and stop loving this particular cul-de-sac, the driveway, these unruly roses and the transplanted stone crop, don't tell me. If you ever answer no to love and falter to a stop, and love instead the answers better than the questions like, is the sun? Yes. The roses? No. Are we there yet? Don't answer that. Love the questions, the wear of the meandering lines, the heat at the center of the rays, my long, long, elongated navel that begs the question, what happened here? I'll tell you. Love. Don't falter. Grow. in the holes and the cracks in the sidewalks, in the gaping booths where public phones once hung, in the gaps between the old me and the new me. Love the graceless line, love, the shooting stars, the rays leading up, down, and home. Don't stop. Song for February. Half-inch of water under the snow, so broken the crust gives, and the prints of dog, crow, girl, and mother are black holes of go in the half-dark, in the long night of winter's inelegant unraveling, walk after walk, until dog shit permeates the air in some far-off, gentler, better time. Behold me almost giving up, almost kneeling down in the slurry of past people gone, their wreck of the path remaining, trampled proof of what? A winter? The impetus springs, sausages broiled over tomatoes from Mexico, rosemary, beets. I could transform these with the heat of the oven into what? Love? Hope? Maybe. I raise my eyes and walk, the goad of her hand in mine. The truth. From the office, the highway is all sirens, stops and starts, whistles and lights, Jake brakes, and the rumble that gets me in the gut and lower, a small spot of arousal in a daily kind of day. Gray and white and stark, naked trees, snow truncating the traffic as it zooms past, then stops, then goes again on the green. If I were a different woman, I'd find a metaphor. Honestly, I only look every other day to see if I can see the accident that calls the flock of fire trucks and the ambulance, attend instead to the details of desktop and finger taps. Truth is, the traffic goes and sometimes I'm the traffic. It's my car zipping past the window I'm not in because I am on the highway, wipers flashing. Destination, Rome. Vanderhoof Girls, after Charles Lillard. Sometimes you think of her and her shotgun wedding, her dad dancing barefoot till his footsteps bled. You think of her, and you think of her sister, who married a Mormon elder when they were both 15, and she was the prettiest, smartest girl in the school, before she disappeared and before you thought seriously of burning the whole thing down, then left instead. You think of her and her giant farm truck and apples and peanut butter, Simon and Garfunkel blaring from popped speakers, the two of you singing and the road grass all burnt up and hopeless. You think of her mum, who was quiet and worked with troubled youth, and then you think of her with her eyes brimming, the both of you standing dumb in the foyer of the Friendship Center, holding eyes, not hands, because her mom was thrown from a horse, killed, and you knew no other motherless girl your same age. You stop thinking because it hurts. You've spent too much time and words on landscape. You owe them more. You've been pretending you don't belong, but all along you've known. You're her, no matter your travels, your schooling, your poems. You know her too well, her and you. It's self-preservation, all this writing, reminding yourself when you're not, where you could be, where you'll finally be, the plot of land above the hospital your great-granddad bought in 1925 to house the whole ramshackle lot of you when you die. You lie staring, wide eyes to the ceiling, remembering, fearing falling to earth, succumbing to the current, to some hometown boy, or some good old-fashioned home birth in Vanderhoof, 2 miles from the family homestead. The privilege is mine. Each strand of glitter in another time black beard, each crack at the eye edge, the sparklers of 15 years. Then, when we come home, each mug I culled yet saved, because it wasn't mine to dispose of. Each cup of tea is a gift, heat and milk. Later, when we're wisps of dry white memory floating in our empty house, at least we had this, me learning finally to light the barbecue. You with the dental floss at the mirror, you with your feet hanging off the bed, you with your smile leaning over me and what we said.